can't help but think about you. No, don't you know the things I do for you? The ends of the earth, the sea to the sky, I'd walk to see you. If the ground shakes, the earth quakes, darling, I'll be at your door. Though time may make the heart ache, oh, it's you I'm looking for. And every day, sure as this world turns round, I swear I'll be there with you. With you. Darling, you know when things are gloomy, sorrow comes round, knocking you down. Just hold on to me. If the ground shakes, the earth quakes, darling, I'll be at your door. Though time may make the heart ache, it's you I'm looking for. And every day, sure as this earth turns round, I swear I'll be there with you. With you.